Welcome to Comic Construction. Today we're looking at a very special set of books. In a very real way, these are one of a kinds. So I've spoken at length about my love for Starman, the James Robinson 1994 series. And so here we have a custom bound full collection. I ended up tracking down issues 0 through 80 in what I would consider pretty low grade format. So at best, these are fine. Most of them are probably more like on the very good side of things. Once I had them all together, I contacted a company in Nebraska called Capital Bindery, and they do a process called oversewing. So what that means is they take all the books you send them, and you have to tell them, these are the books I want in this order, in this volume. And then you can also work with them. They have a limited number of fonts. They have some dyes that they can do. So they had the old school DC logo. I had to get that. And then I just wanted a volume number. 1 through 5 is how I separated this out. And this is issues 0 through 80. So what they do is they line up your books like this. They drill a hole through the spines, going like through the spines like this. Smith sewing would be through the actual binding. This is actually just through the spine of the book. Then they sew that together, connected to a hardcover. So Buckram isn't made anymore, but this is very similar. So it's like that old school library book sort of feel. There's a few reasons I wanted to do this. One, like, I've never been happy with the way DC has collected Starman. The compendiums are great books. They have everything in them. But I don't like the way they handle specifically the Shades Journal entries. The Shades Journal used to appear at the back of the books, and I have a fondness for that because my friends and I who read Starman, whenever a new Shades Journal would come out, we'd hang out and we'd talk about kind of like dissecting what sort of hints of what's coming would happen in the Shades Journal. So this way I get 0 through 80 exactly as they were printed, and as an extra bonus I get all of the cool like ads and everything that just kind of mark this as a work in a specific time, and I do really enjoy that. So this is something, this is a slow process. It didn't take me long to track down the issues. Luckily Starman is not that hard to find. Then when I sent it in, I sent it by USPS ground, which is fairly inexpensive, and they got it in 2 days. It took them about a month and a half to get it produced, and they sent this out on Friday, October 31st, and I just received it, and today is November 3rd. So I'm really excited to reread this book in this format. So one of the decisions I made was not to include any of the extra stuff. The only extra issues that are in here are the crossover with the Shazam book. And even that I debated, like, do I want both issues? Because the first issue is kind of pointless from Starman's narrative. But I also did want to have a pretty, complete experience. So I opted to do that. So there are no annuals. There are no, like, Batman Hellboy Starman is not in here. There's no, like, crossovers or anything like that. It's purely Starman 0 through 80, and then there's those few direct tie-in issues. So this is very exciting to me. Now this process is not super cheap. It is like $52 a volume, and if you want the bookmark, then that costs you an extra $3 per book. They do have like a head ribbon on these, and then what they call a ribbon is actually the bookmark. So it's $52 if you go without the bookmark. I don't have a strong feeling about the bookmark, but it is nice that I was able to get that in there. And I went with the green because for the cover, because I feel like, if you look at Starman, specifically Jack Knight, green was more his color, right? The goggles were green. His symbol, let's see, I got this cool sticker from Wade Von Graubiger when I met him a few weeks back. There's a lot of green there. And then, but there's also some red. And the red is like the classic Starman color. That's what Ted Knight wore. That's what David wore before he was killed. So I wanted to have kind of a combination of the two. So this is a really rewarding process. I rescued some comics that would eventually have just been read to death or thrown away. Because they're not sealed in like those cheap bags and boards, the paper will last longer. So this is like a keepsake that'll last me probably for the rest of my life. This will be the way I read Starman from now on. You know, the volumes are nice and light, and they're just really comfortable to read. And I'm just so excited to have these. Thanks for checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, like, subscribe, and share with a friend.